Welcome to Mizzou Hockey pregame show. The second game between Oklahoma State and Missouri is set to commence here in just a little bit. He's Owen Backer. I'm Ian Paprocki. We welcome you to Washington Park Ice Arena. And Owen, the Tigers with a big win last night, 6-2 over the Cowboys. And I want to start talking about that first period. Mizzou dominated the first frame. They were the faster team, and they really set the tone in that game. How impressed were you with the Tigers' start?
I was pretty impressed. We knew that Oklahoma State was going to come out physical, and we knew on paper that the Tigers were probably a higher-end, more skilled team, but we really wanted to actually see evidence of that, and they showed everybody. They came out, they had the puck in the offensive zone for what felt like the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game against Oklahoma State. They had a lot of good chances. Obviously, there are things they need to work on, but overall, I would grade the Tigers' performance, especially in that first period last night, very, very strongly.
Couple of new players on defense for the Tigers together last night. It was Chris Pidge and Carson Weber on that top pairing in the game. How vital were they to Missouri's success? I mean, they've stepped in here, Pidge being the Iowa transfer, Weber being the SIUE transfer, and they look like they fit right in.
Yeah, well, Pidge has been no surprise. He's a junior. He's experienced, even though it's his first year with Missouri, and he's looked solid all season. He had played 4 really good games of hockey, but Weber is the one that was very surprising. He showed up in the lineup last night. It was his first game. He had just transferred, the sophomore from SIUE, and he showed no fear sliding right into the lineup spot that Drew Driscoll was in. Drew Driscoll was absent for yesterday's game, and he looked like he was, oh yeah, been there, done that. I've been a defenseman forever. This is no problem at all. I was really impressed with him, especially on the physical side and just the way he was able to use his frame to kind of keep control of the puck and not make mistakes, because he was getting pressured, pretty heavily by Oklahoma State, and he was doing a great job of holding the blue line and making sure nothing got past him.
And looking at that second line for Missouri, Eli Baumstark, who's usually on the second line, was out with a concussion he suffered last week against Purdue. So the freshman Fred Bramstead stepping in, and he scored a goal last night. He's been really impressive. What has he meant for this team, and how important was it for him to really just kind of settle in on that line alongside Ethan DeGroat and Aaron Hemmer?
Well, Bramstead's been excellent all season, and finally he got rewarded on the stat sheet. He picked up a goal and an assist. Obviously, freshman's class last year was so good, and we were kind of wondering at the start of the season, well, what freshmen are going to step up big for Missouri this year? And it's been all Fred. It's been the Fred show, quite frankly. I mean, he looked so comfortable on that second line, replacing Baumstark like that. And he really not only has been benefiting from the great play of his line mates, but he's been driving play on his own. He has been the one to go into the corners, come out with the puck, and go try to make a play on the net. And I think it's that level of tenacity, that level of grit combined with the skill that he's shown us so far that has made him such an effective player.
2 goals for Charlie Walker, 2 goals for Ethan DeGroat in that victory for the Tigers. But switching over and looking at the Oklahoma State side, they seem to settle in a little bit in the second period, but weren't able to really ever kick it in the gear. What do they need to change here tonight to have success and split this series?
Well, I think for starters, something that the Oklahoma State bench was echoing all night last night when I was down there, which is the guys go out there and win the period. You give up a goal, you give up 2, that can get frustrating. You can, get down on yourself, but not getting away from their game, not getting frustrated, not taking penalties, not becoming sloppy. Just try to win each shift, try to win each period, and put together a solid performance. You got to worry about yourself before you can worry about the other team. And then on the other side of that, not trying to necessarily match the Tigers' speed, because that's something they really just can't do, but try to limit it by keeping the puck off of the Tigers' sticks. They had really good puck battling last night. They had really good zone clears. They did a decent job on the PK trying to keep the puck away from the Tigers' playmakers, but they've got to do a better job of that. They have to step their game up, because if you give Mizzou 5 minutes in the offensive zone, they're probably going to get a few good chances, and more than likely they're going to score a goal.
Yeah, I thought Oklahoma State played a physical game, especially early on, but the penalties is what really hurt them, in my opinion. When you fall behind in a game, it's really hard to get back into a game when you've got guys in the penalty box, when you're playing shorthanded, when you're committing penalties while you're on the power play, which happened on multiple occasions last night. So I think that's the main thing that Oklahoma State is going to have to clean up. Looking back at the Tigers now and our picks to score, who is your pick to score for Missouri tonight?
I was battling with this decision. I was very much trying to get this right. I'm gonna go with number 5, Miles Morris. He has been so improved this season. He's got a goal already. He had a couple of great plays last night, picked up an assist, but he hasn't been the first guy getting the puck in the net, and I think he's going to get rewarded for his solid play. He's been performing very well, and I think this time he gets not necessarily the monkey off his back because it has only been 3 games since he scored, but finally get back on the stat sheet, and I think it'll be Miles Morris.
For me, it's Mason Buddy. 3 assists for him last night. I think he's going to be the one to finally find the back of the net here tonight. How about score predictions before we go? What's your final score prediction for tonight's game?
All right, I drilled this yesterday. I'm trying to think. My legacy is on the line. I'm going to go. It's going to be a chippy game. I think a 6-2 win yesterday. The Tigers are going to win 5-2. I think it's going to be a similar contest to yesterday. Maybe those goals come out in a different manner than they did yesterday, but overall I think Missouri will clear by a comfortable 2 to 3 goals. I'm going 5-2.
Yeah, I'm going to go 5-4 Tigers. I think Oklahoma State's going to make some adjustments. I think we're going to see a closer game. We saw Missouri have a little bit of trouble in that second game after a big win last week against Purdue. I still think they sneak away with the win, but I think it'll be a little bit closer. I think the Cowboys know what to expect now, and they're going to get this game a little bit closer. But we should be in for a good one. Stay tuned to find out if Owen Backer can nail back-to-back score predictions. He got it last night. We'll see if it happens tonight. Michael Totosz and Noah Stremick are on the call coming up here in just a few moments. I'm Ian Papragi. He's Owen Backer. We hope you enjoy the broadcast tonight.